Breaking news, and a jaw-dropping move that's sending shockwaves throughout the NFL world. Christian McCaffrey, one of the league's most dynamic and electrifying offensive weapons, has officially been traded to the Dallas Cowboys in what many are already calling a historic blockbuster deal. This isn't just a trade, it's a seismic shift in the balance of power in the NFC. The Cowboys, a team consistently on the cusp of greatness yet always falling just short in recent years, have now made the kind of bold, all-in move that signals one thing loud and clear: it's Super Bowl or bust in Dallas. Christian McCaffrey, widely regarded as the most versatile running back in football, now brings his elite dual-threat abilities to an offense already loaded with talent, and the implications are massive not just for Dallas but for the entire NFL. Let's break this down, from what this means on the field to the salary cap gymnastics behind the scenes, to how it reshapes the Cowboys' identity heading into a critical season. Christian McCaffrey isn't just a running back, he's a Swiss Army knife in cleats. In 2023, he led the league in total yards from scrimmage, racking up over 2,000 combined rushing and receiving yards, with 21 total touchdowns to go along with it. His ability to run between the tackles, bounce outside for explosive plays, and line up as a slot receiver makes him a matchup nightmare for any defense. Add to that his elite pass blocking ability and football IQ, and you've got a player who can fundamentally change how a team plays offense. And now, that player is wearing a star on his helmet. The Cowboys haven't had a player like this since the prime days of Emmitt Smith, and while Tony Pollard showed flashes of brilliance before moving on in free agency, McCaffrey is operating on an entirely different level. When healthy, he is the heartbeat of any offense he's in, and that heartbeat just moved to Texas. This move didn't come out of nowhere, but very few saw it coming at this scale. After spending the last 2 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers, where he played a pivotal role in their deep playoff runs, McCaffrey had cemented himself as a cornerstone of their offensive system. So why trade him now? Several factors likely contributed. The 49ers are dealing with major salary cap constraints, and McCaffrey's hefty contract, reportedly worth over $16 million annually, was starting to limit their flexibility elsewhere. With quarterback extensions looming and a deep roster of young, talented players needing new deals, something had to give. And while trading your most dynamic offensive player is never easy, the 49ers may have seen this as the best time to maximize value, especially after McCaffrey suffered a few nagging injuries late in the 2024 season that raised concerns about long-term durability. Enter Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. Never one to shy away from a headline-grabbing move, Jones saw a rare opportunity to elevate his offense from good to potentially unstoppable. The Cowboys have long prided themselves on strong running backs, but since Ezekiel Elliott's decline and Tony Pollard's departure, they've struggled to find consistency in the backfield. Last season's committee approach was serviceable, but not special. Now, with McCaffrey in the fold, Dallas boasts a game-changer who can take a 5-yard screen and turn it into a 50-yard touchdown, who can keep defenses honest against the run and open up the deep passing game for Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. Speaking of Dak, this move is a game-changer for him as well. With McCaffrey available as a check-down safety valve, a receiving threat out of the backfield, and a running mate on option plays, Prescott's job just got significantly easier and more dangerous for defenses. Expect his efficiency numbers to improve immediately, especially in the red zone, where the Cowboys struggled mightily in 2024. But every blockbuster trade has its costs. According to league sources, the Cowboys gave up multiple premium draft picks, including a second-rounder and 2 future thirds, along with a conditional 5th. That's a steep price, especially for a running back, a position where longevity is always in question. But make no mistake, this is not just any running back. McCaffrey is one of the few truly transformational players at the position, capable of dictating how a defense lines up and plays. Critics will argue that investing heavily in a running back is a risky move in today's pass-happy NFL, but the Cowboys clearly believe that McCaffrey's impact will outweigh the risk, especially in the short term. They are betting that pairing him with an already top 10 defense and a high-powered passing game will create a team capable of making and winning the Super Bowl. The fan reaction has been immediate and intense. Cowboys fans are ecstatic, with social media flooded by excitement, memes, and bold predictions. Super Bowl bound, reads one viral tweet. This offense is going to be unstoppable, reads another. Even former Cowboys legends are chiming in, with Michael Irvin posting a video praising the move and calling it the final piece to the puzzle. On the other side, 49ers fans are understandably emotional. While many understand the financial logic behind the trade, there's still disappointment in seeing a fan favorite and franchise icon leave. Some are questioning whether they received enough value in return, while others are worried about the impact on their own Super Bowl hopes. It's a trade that shakes up not just rosters but expectations across the league. Let's not ignore the strategic implications either. With McCaffrey in the fold, the Cowboys gain an edge in one of the most competitive divisions in football. The NFC East has become a battleground, with the Eagles still boasting a strong core, the Giants rebuilding with promise, and Washington showing signs of life under new leadership. Adding McCaffrey to this mix tips the scales in favor of Dallas on paper at least. Defenses now have to game plan around a player who can beat you in so many ways, forcing coordinators to adjust their schemes and take risks they might otherwise avoid. Imagine McCaffrey motioning out wide, forcing a linebacker to cover him one-on-one. Or lining up behind Dak in a split-back shotgun with CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks stretching the field. The possibilities are endless, and that kind of flexibility is priceless in today's NFL. Of course, health will be a key factor. McCaffrey's 2023 season was mostly healthy, but he has a history of soft tissue injuries, and the Cowboys training staff will have their work cut out for them in keeping him on the field. Expect Dallas to manage his workload carefully, possibly integrating a rotation with other backs to preserve his health for a deep playoff run. But when he's on the field, there are few players more impactful. And in a league where one or two plays can decide a season, having someone like McCaffrey in your huddle can be the difference between heartbreak and holding the Lombardi Trophy. This trade also raises interesting questions about the Cowboys' long-term strategy. With McCaffrey's contract extending into the next few years, Dallas will need to make some financial moves to stay under the cap. That could mean restructuring existing contracts, letting go of veteran depth, or even delaying other extensions. But clearly, Jerry Jones believes that the time is now. After years of being good but not great, the Cowboys are tired of waiting. They're swinging for the fences, and McCaffrey is the bat they're hoping sends them into history. The NFC just got a lot more interesting, and every contender from the Eagles to the Lions to the 49ers themselves will be watching closely to see how this gamble pays off. In the end, this trade is about belief. Belief in the power of one player to elevate an entire franchise. Belief in the idea that talent can overcome risk. Belief that the Cowboys' long wait for another championship might finally be over. And maybe, just maybe, belief that sometimes the boldest moves are the ones that make legends. Christian McCaffrey in a Cowboys uniform isn't just a storyline, it's the story of the season. Buckle up. Because this ride is just getting started.